Hello, everybody. This is Heike from Horse World Connect, and today I'm going to be speaking with Tom Neuman from RevitaVet. Hi, Tom.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. So to just start right in, can you tell us a little bit about RevitaVet, what it is, and what it would do for our horses? And then I want to come back and talk about you.
RevitaVet is an infrared therapy device. It's very much like a cold laser with some major differences, but acts like a cold laser. The device or the technology was developed in Oklahoma back in 1981. It was developed for horses. We primarily use it as a preventive maintenance device. If something happens to a horse, you can use it as a therapy device because we utilize 7 frequencies. These are called Noget frequencies. As different cells respond differently to different frequencies, and you can actually customize the therapy. They range from 73 hertz to 4,672 hertz. And we also provide an app that comes with it and protocol manual. The biggest thing that it does, it speeds up the healing process by better than 50%, reduces inflammation, reduces pain, stimulates acupuncture points. On open wounds, it also kills bacteria, so you never have an infection, and it promotes collagen production. As far as utilizing on preventive maintenance, which is the main thing that we do, hocks and knees is pretty much is what's holding up the horse. If you maintain those areas, you can really save an awful lot of. First of all, you make your horse a better horse as far as physically more fit, and save an awful lot of money on medical bills because preventive maintenance is really a lost art, and people who are using it are finding the difference. As far as veterinarians using it, there's about maybe 150 or so across the country. Many of them are using these big-time, very expensive lasers, so they're not looking at RevitaVet, but small animals, vets are using it for a variety of things. Although we have quite a few equine vets, but many of them are using it as a rehab device. There's quite a few equine therapists or rehab facilities that are using the equipment for those purposes. It's an very easy to use device and extremely reasonably priced, especially when you compare it to other devices out there.
Mm-hmm. So how did you find out about the device, and how did you become interested in this technology?
Well, I was always into technology one way or the other. I stumbled onto it. I was on a human side of this when I kind of stumbled onto the technology. And eventually one thing led to another, and I ran into some people who were using these devices and manufacturing it. Well, on the human side, it was really knowing what it does, that it speeds up the healing process. First thing I did was I started to work with in an athletic segment, like where we sell systems to Atlanta Braves, for instance, Chicago White Sox, and many colleges who are using these things for football, basketball, and hockey, and you name it. And then eventually one thing led to another, and I switched over to the equestrian side due to circumstances beyond my control, but things do happen. And it was a good thing that happened because it's doing extremely well. Not knowing anything about horses, it was a very difficult transition, but I learned and things worked out pretty well.
Yeah, so you don't have a background in horses then?
No, not at all. Yeah, it's really great because once I got exposed to horses and some of the riders, I didn't even know what eventing was, or dressage, or any of these things. But once I got involved with it, now I'm rubbing elbows with Olympians and world champions of all kinds who are using my equipment. It's also a game changer for many places because it does actually enhances performance in a legal way, mostly by creating a lot of circulation when you apply to the horse. So it's a very satisfying thing when you help people, and there's not a single rider out there that has my equipment that doesn't use it on themselves. In fact, some of them won't even share it with the horse. But it is what it is.
Right.
It's really a game changer.
Nice. Do you have a horse yourself? Have you ever had a horse?
I used to have a horse that I partially owned. It was RevitaVet Capato. I bought into it. It was an eventer, and it ran at Rolex a couple of times. And unfortunately, about 2 months ago, the horse had to be put down because of an accident in a paddock. He hurt himself. That's the only one I actually really had part of ownership of. But I also sponsored the horse, and I did a lot of things with the team, basically. So I haven't even ridden a horse, to be honest.
Well, welcome to the equine world.
Well, thank you. I've been here for since 2005, basically on the equine side.
Right. So how do people find out about RevitaVet and you?
Well, I do a lot of events. I travel most of the time. I'm gone almost every weekend, and I do eventing, dressage, show jumping, barrel racing, you name it, all kinds of, just about every discipline. And I do demos at my table, or even need be, I go to the barns and do free demos as to how the unit works. I never charge them anything doing an event. It's just basically a demonstration. I also have a website called RevitaVet.com, and a lot of word of mouth gets around these days since it's been around for quite a while. Mm-hmm. The equipment is pretty durable, so it lasts for. I have systems out there that are over 15 years old, so you can't complain too much about that.
So it's not something that you have to replace every couple of years or so?
Well, the batteries pretty much need to be replaced because they're rechargeable, but typically if people take care of the equipment, like the medical equipment, it will definitely last. And occasionally you have problems when a horse bucks or things happen. Horse happens to step on it. We can fix everything. And the nice thing is we make the products in Albuquerque, so it's made in America. We have like I said, a website and all kinds of media, social media. We're on social media a lot. Mm-hmm. And we sponsor some of the biggest names in the world, such as McLean Ward, Philip Dutton, Buck Davidson, Sherry Servey, Kendall and Sane, and different varieties, but just about every discipline uses our equipment. So our name is out there. It's a very reliable product. We have a 30-day money back and a 5-year warranty. We have no used equipment because no one's returning it. Mm-hmm. So, it can't be all that bad.
No. Sounds excellent. Now that you're out there, people know about you. What are the challenges that most people have with their horses when they come and they call you up and say, I've heard about RevitaVet, this is what's going on with my horse. Do you think it can help?
Some of them, I've been getting calls from a lady from Baltimore while at Rolex once. She had a horse that she took him to 2 vets. He had a torn suspensory. And they wanted both opinions were to put the horse down. And she didn't want to do it. It was, I think, like a 7 or 8-year-old horse. So she came to me for advice, and I told her what this thing can do, the RevitaVet system. She ended up buying it. With about 5 months past, the horse was back to, around Christmas time, to about 25%. And later on, the next year in May, he was competing in eventing.
Oh my gosh!
And so she did not want to put the horse down, but that was one of the things that stood out. And there are times when people don't know, the vets really don't want to deal with things, or they know there's something wrong, but they can't find it or can't pinpoint what it is. So they end up asking me. And again, I'm not a vet or a chiropractor or anything like that, but from over the years and over this technology that's been around, there's been a lot of studies done on different things. They can do things that a vet wouldn't even bother doing.
Right. I think technology has advanced so much, and there are so many different products out there that it's almost impossible to be on top of everything, right?
Yeah, and it gets confusing. You got to be careful what you buy.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd love to ask you more questions about the product itself, but I know that for the interview we're a little bit limited on time, so I'll leave that to another time. The next question that I have, and I don't know that you can answer it because you may not have been in the horse world long enough yet, but do you have, by chance, 3 wishes for the horse world?
Well, I guess the biggest thing is most young people, or virtually any discipline, really don't understand the importance of preventive maintenance. And I wish that more people would educate themselves or somehow learn about it, because many of them just want to get on a horse and ride. Once you start using the equipment, or not necessarily mine, but preventive maintenance is really important. And there really aren't many things out there that's used for preventive maintenance exclusively. The other one would be when purchasing equipment, do your homework. There's a lot of things out there, a lot of devices that claim so many things. They have nothing to back them up. You pay an awful lot of money, and you just get stuck with it. Don't jump on a bandwagon just because it's the flavor of the month. The other thing I would say is choose a therapist that have a good reputation and know their stuff. So if your horse gets into problems, and they will, make sure you got somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, that's important, isn't it? To have that circle of acquaintances or
have confidence.
Like you said.
Have confidence in your therapist. If they have a good reputation, they're going to help you.
Absolutely. What about some words of wisdom that you'd like to share?
Well, I'd say preventive maintenance, it would be one of the things that it goes a long way. And again, don't spend a lot of money on things on things like a flavor of the month. But definitely, people who realize what preventive maintenance is, especially if you have a competing, sport horse, it can mean everything to you. It's a game changer.
Yeah, I think society right now is more after, the I call it the pill for every ill, right? Fix it now. It's broken, so fix it or give me a new thing. So preventative maintenance is something that we should definitely go back to. I think we used to be really good about it, and now we're more of a throwaway society.
Mm-hmm. You have to put the time into it. It's not with RevitaVet, for instance. It takes about maybe 15 or 20 minutes a day if you want to do it every day. It doesn't have to take all day. It's not a time-consuming thing. You do want to have to do it, and it just becomes a routine, and it's a hands-free operation. But, again, there's other devices you can use. It really goes a long way, but you have to want to do it yourself. You have to understand why it's important to your horse to do preventive maintenance.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely. Is there anything else you would like to tell the person who's listening to this interview right now?
If you want to try a really good product that has a really good reputation and actually works on people and horses and just about everything else, get on RevitaVet.com, check out the products. We offer a 30-day money-back and a 5-year warranty. We guarantee that if you try it out, you'll be happy. We have no complaints so far in many, many years. And if you're not happy with it, you'll be the first one to do that or to return your product.
That's a great 30-day money-back guarantee. Everybody should take you up on that.
The other thing is we pride ourselves on customer service. Number one, as far as that goes, we do whatever we can to get the product to you, because sometimes horse devices get busted up due to different reasons, and if you need something in a hurry, we make every effort to get it to you. If need be, you'll even get it overnight to replace, so you can continue working with your horse.
Excellent. That is great. Well, thank you so much, Tom, for this interview, and I can't wait to talk to you about all of your products and, the differences in the products, and talk to you a little bit more about preventative maintenance using the RevitaVet technology. So stay tuned. We'll have another podcast coming up soon. Thank you, Tom.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate the time.